I'm literally racing to Maranello now to catch that track tour that I have organized at 1:30. Initially, when I jumped into the car, the arrival time was 20 minutes to 2 o'clock, meaning 10 minutes late. And now, luckily, well, after that much racing, that I'll be there at 1:20. I still have 5 kilometers to go, so hopefully it's gonna be alright. Now, you probably already watched the video when I was visiting Lamborghini factory, and now I'm going to Maranello for a visit over there. The roads are so confusing and my GPS, it's slightly out of date. I have been asking around and I have lost 4 minutes, so the arrival time is 1:24 minutes, which leaves me with 6 minutes. They said I arrived 10 minutes earlier. I don't know whether I'm gonna make it. That much running, barely made it for a tour. I'm having a break now, and then we're going to the museum. I mean, I swear I'm just looking. I mean, what else could I do? Oh wait, it says a test drive. Or maybe you know what's coming in the next video. Make sure you tune in. And here we are, Ferrari Museum. Though this time, slightly more appropriate with my Ferrari backpack. Not like when I was going to Lamborghini with a Ferrari backpack. That wasn't appropriate. This exhibition celebrates 70 years of Ferrari, and this wooden frame right here was used to create an aluminium bodywork of one of the first Formula Ones, named Shark Nose. You learn something new every day, and this right here is pretty much what I was doing at Ferrari and Aston Martin. So a layout and ergonomics and the position of legs, though this is kind of slightly more rough edition of what we were doing. A little bit of engineering education. So this is the rear overhang. This is the distance from front wheel wheelbase, front overhang. This is the angle, the approach angle. This is the departure angle. This is the sill height, angle of the steering wheel, ingress height, which you need to overcome in order to go into the car, radius of the wheels. Not bad, not bad. A very well-known 250 GTO wireframe. And here they're basically explaining that every car nowadays, it's first made 1:1 size clay model before it's signed off for the production. But before you make the 1:1 scale, you make the smaller scale too. Well, besides replicating the design and seeing it in real life rather than in CAD, you can also test it in wind tunnels and simulate the airflow, downforce and crosswinds. As it's written here, you can't replicate everything on a computer modeling because wind's airflow can be really tricky and quirky, so real life wind tunnels are still necessary, and you can also replicate all of that with a smaller scale before going to the full scale or even the production ready vehicle. And over here we have the F40 and 275 GTB, which I was seeing the other day at a private collection, but unfortunately couldn't even take a picture or a video because it's so private. But here it is over here. Beautiful, beautiful. I simply fell in love with it. The same gentleman also had the 250. This is California. He had 250 Series 2. And coming all the way to La Ferrari Aperta. Aperta meaning open, i.e. roadster, i.e. spider, i.e. convertible. We are now going one level down, and what I see is crazy. I love this quote.
Iniziamo da qualche più basso.
got positive camber though. And that super comfortable Alcantara seat. Magnificent. And these tanks on the side are actually fuel tanks. They were added there for the aerodynamics effect, so that the air flows over the wheel and over the body of the car and over the tanks. The problem was the car was very stable when a fuel tank was full, because there are tanks on both sides. But when the tank was emptying, it became unstable. They also added another tank at the back, also for a balance. I literally got shivers now. Just look at this place. Full of trophies, full of medals, full of cars, F1 cars. A short personal story. I started watching Formula 1 because of Michael Schumacher, and I stopped watching Formula 1 when he stopped as well. For me, one of the greatest drivers ever. He pretty much marked my childhood with all Sundays that I've spent watching Formula 1 and just wanting him to win. I like V10s. Schumacher at the time when I was watching Formula 1, when they were having V10s with this sound. And here it is, Ferrari 250 GTO. I think all other cars is really nice to see, and it's a crazy collection. But this one here is special. 250 GTO, the most expensive car in the world. Goes for about $40 to $50 million, depending on, I guess, how much you want to pay. And I've heard this is a customer's car. He borrowed this car to Ferrari Museum for them to use it here on exhibition. That is crazy. I mean, I would keep it next to my bed pretty much, that I can touch it whenever I want while I'm sleeping, to make sure that it's alright. And we're slowly approaching the last room, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari and FXXK. Here we have the F50, which was made to celebrate 50 years of Ferrari. Only 349 units were made, and the chassis and bodywork were made of composites. Next one is Ferrari Enzo, tribute to the founder of the company. Only 400 units made. In order to be invited to own one of these, you had to already own 5 Ferraris. And the latest and greatest, LaFerrari. 499 units made. It's just a beast. It doesn't need much of an introduction, except that it has F1 technology, HY curse system, kinetic energy recovering system, which sends the power back to batteries during braking and cornering. And then from LaFerrari, this was derived, a racing version of LaFerrari to compete with the likes of P1 GTR and Aston Martin Vulcan. And it was created with the aim that people who already own Ferraris could help Ferrari develop their technology further, and hence this car was created to explore new options, aerodynamics, propulsion system, and everything else. Hence it's made only to be used on a track and not on the road. Also, as I'm filming, I'm thinking about it, it's a quite huge step from the Enzo to LaFerrari. It's a huge step if you look in terms of design, in terms of technology. I must say, the Ferrari Museum is something out of this world. You've seen it for yourself, so judge by yourself, but in my opinion, this is something that petrolheads shouldn't miss. Oh, and on the way out, you have the simulators, if you're up for trying one of the latest simulators, apparently from Ferrari. and on the way out you go through the Ferrari store, making sure that you buy everything that you can. And that concludes my visit to Ferrari Museum. So, a recap. Here is the Pista di Fiorano in front of me. That is how it looks. I had to come and see it once again before I leave. And over there, but we can't see it, is the sketch of the whole map and the map of the whole track. It was a very, very good experience. So what a coincidence, I have just met an official photographer for a Ferrari museum. What a coincidence. And he took a picture of me. I'll put it here in front of the museum. That is awesome. So that is the souvenir shop, and then on the right is the official entrance to Ferrari factory. So I decided to go out of the car and show you in person. So this is a Ferrari store, and then across, where we're gonna cross now, is the Ferrari factory. It is absolutely beautiful evening, and this is the entrance to the Ferrari factory. And this here is their newest building that they've built. It's for the sports department. So there's quite a few Ferrari buildings and it's easy to get confused. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I certainly did. It was super impressive. If you're a petrolhead, I highly recommend it. Do not miss it if you come to Maranello. And yeah, stay awesome. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye!